No, we're not gonna be angry in this video. I apologize. So let me just stop. Let's calm
It's
down.
not. It's not easy. No, not
It's
to get
not.
angry.
It's not. Dave Gettleman. Anyway. Hey, Big Blue and Giants fans out there. Welcome back to another Mother and Son postseason show for the New York Giants. Once again, the first Mother and Son postseason and postgame show for the New York Giants. We haven't put out a video in about 2.5 weeks. I've had some back problems. I've been busy with work and all this other things. So that's why you haven't seen a video, but we had to put one out because we haven't done a mock draft yet. So let's get into that 2022 mock draft. But before we do that, we need you to do something for us.
We need you to subscribe to our channel, especially if you are new and you're checking us out for the first time. Hello. Also, like and hit that little bell so you can get all the notifications. But definitely subscribe, and thank you for subscribing if you do so. Let's
Yes,
get
thank you
into
very
it.
much. We're starting out looking at the analysis for just the Giants, I might add. We're not doing a full 7-round draft mock video because who's got time for all that? This is just for the Giants. So, just wanted to preface by saying that. So, we're going to start by looking at the first round for the New York Giants. The Giants have the number 5 and the number 7 pick. At number 5, I've got us picking Kayvon Thibodeau. He is the edge rusher from Oregon, and he is 6'5", 258, big body, athletic, he's quick. He's strong. He's a sideline-to-sideline player, which is always what I look for in a defensive player. We need to address the pass rush additionally with the offensive line, so I figured alternatively switching between those, you can't go wrong. So that's why I picked an edge rusher first. Plus his value, if he's available at 5, just take him. He's one of the best pass rushers in the country, so I figured that's a great pick for the Giants. He reminds me of JPP, prime JPP before he blew up his hand. I think that would be somebody that would definitely help Leonard Williams and Azeez Ojulari open up in the pass rush. So that would be very good for us. So moving on to number 7, I'm going with an offensive lineman here by the name of Ikem Ekwonu, and he is from NC State. He is a very big guy, big body, very strong, aggressive. He's got violent hands. He finishes his blocks. I've seen a lot of highlights of him pancaking people, and
Nice.
we need someone that's very versatile in both pass and run blocking, and that is what he is. He can do both really well. I think he has some issues with pad level, but that's usually a thing that always is coached anyway in the NFL from college. It's usually one of the main tendencies of linemen to just kind of stand up straight, especially when you're a big body like that. But he's somebody who could be an immediate impact to the offensive line and be an immediate starter in the NFL. And you could put him on the other side of Andrew Thomas, somebody who we think is now going to have a breakout year, in my opinion. I don't know if the mother agrees with me, but I think he will. This is the year for him to actually prove that he will be a breakout franchise lineman. So, and if he has someone like Ikem Ekwonu on the other side, that'd be great. Moving on to the second round, we have at pick number 36, Kaiir Elam from Florida. He is a defensive back. He's a big defensive back. He's 6'2". That's a big body to have. That'd be really good considering that I think having a bigger DB who also is quick is advantageous rather for someone of the New York Giants who look to shut down number one receivers, which we've had a problem with this past year because James Bradbury kind of declined a little bit, and there's been some inconsistencies in the secondary with injuries and people coming out. We lost Jabril Peppers, so that kind of hurt the defensive communication and chemistry. And also losing Blake Martinez definitely was a big loss for us. That definitely we lost a lot of communication there and leadership. So looking to rebuild that secondary, especially since we have Don Wink Martindale. So, I mean, I think that's going to be somebody that we look to pick up early, someone like a defensive back, especially since we might not be keeping Jabril Peppers. He might be gone, sad to say, because that's one of my favorite players, but it is what it is. So, but, I mean, what better way to fix that problem than addressing the secondary position, specifically D-back? So, that's who I think. And regarding Kaiir Elam's skill set, he's very versatile in zone coverage and man coverage. I think he's a better man coverage and press coverage player, which is what the Giants need to lock down that
Yeah.
number one receiver. And also, he's very good at baiting quarterbacks. There's a lot of interception plays and highlights that I've seen where
I
he
like
baits
that.
them, especially in zone coverage. He baits them and thinking the receiver is open, and he just comes up and collapses on the route, like real quick. He's very good at mirroring routes as well. So that's somebody who I look to see the New York Giants pick. Moving on, we've got in the third round, we have another offensive lineman by the name of Darian Kennard. I apologize if I messed up his last name. Um, it is what it is. He is a big lineman, big body, 6'5". He plays offensive guard, and he also played offensive tackle sometimes. I saw some highlights of him against Alabama, and let me tell you, he's a physical specimen. Like he is a physical specimen to behold. He's big, he's powerful, he finishes blocks, he's aggressive. I like that. I think the Giants need to revamp the offensive line in a very aggressive way, in the sense that we get linemen who are not afraid to get dirty and get hurt, get rough in the trenches and just take over, control those gaps. He's a good zone blocker too, which is I think the Giants need. We need more zone blockers, because if we want to do zone blocking, run plays, and passing schemes, how the hell are we gonna do that without any efficient zone blockers? So I think picking up someone like that would be very beneficial. And if I didn't mention, he's from Kentucky, so my apologies if I didn't mention that. But he's somebody who I think the Giants could really benefit from at the guard position. Plus, it adds depth, since people like to get hurt at the offensive line position. But we're not gonna be angry in this video. I apologize. So let me just stop. Let's calm down.
It's not easy. No, not
It's
to
not.
get angry.
It's not. Dave Gettleman. Anyway. but moving on, at the 81st pick in the third round, I've got the New York Giants picking Abram Smith, a running back out of Baylor. The reason why I have them picking a running back is because there have been rumors that Saquon Barkley is possibly being traded, and I really don't think we should do that.
My nephew.
But the value that he has, even with the injuries and everything in the injury history, the value that Saquon has, if we were to get something in return that would be an immediate impact, it may be something that you have to gamble. And this guy, Abram Smith, he's not the fastest running back. If you see his highlights, you'll see that he's a very strong runner. He hits the holes quickly, and he doesn't really do a lot of sideline to sideline. He's just a north-south runner, which I think is very beneficial in the Giants' run scheme, considering we do power plays and zone blocking, and we run in between the tackles. You don't really want to be spending too much time running sideline to sideline if you're running in between the tackles. You got to be doing north-south running. Abram Smith is a guy who I think would be a decent backup, or be someone that we could put in the rotation. I would love to see how he plays to the next level, and I'm curious to see how he would perform, which is why I have him picked at number 81 in the third round. We've got in the fourth round at pick number 108, we've got a linebacker who I don't think the Giants will go for, but this is somebody who I think theoretically, and if it was me, I would pick him up. His name is Leo Chenault, or Channel. Look, again, sorry if I'm butchering these names. He's from Wisconsin. Big linebacker. He's very strong, good sideline to sideline linebacker. He is very good at reading plays. He's very quick, good at closing gaps. These are things that you look for in a linebacker, and he's very versatile. He can go back in zone coverage. He can play man on some tight ends, maybe not all of them, but I'm telling you right now, he would be a great matchup for most receivers and tight ends in the league right now, especially at a young spot, like someone who's young coming into the league. That's somebody who I would want to develop. He could be a great development under Blake Martinez as well. And that reminds me, not having Blake Martinez was a very big problem for us. It messed up our linebacking core. Adding depth to that position would be not a bad idea in my opinion. So that's why I'm picking him at in the fourth round at number 108. So moving on to the fifth round, we've got at pick number 144, Jelani Woods. This might be somebody not a lot of people really know of. I actually didn't find out about him until I got curious and just looked up all tight ends, because I'm looking at our tight end situation. You got Evan Ingram, who's day to day at this point, and week to week. Day to day, week to week, you name it, anything. Season to season at this point. So I can't put my faith that we'll keep Evan Ingram. I believe he's a free agent this season anyway. Like this year, he's a free agent. So who knows what we'll do with him? Maybe we'll trade him, move him down, get somebody else from another team. Kyle Rudolph is old. With all due respect, I don't think that's somebody that we want to have as our main tight end who's old and kind of on the verge of not being in the league anymore, especially on a team that's rebuilding. Respectfully, of course. So I'm looking at a guy like Jelani Woods, who, by the way, is a big body, 6'7", 275, I believe. Big body. He has decent hands for somebody his size. He's a physical specimen. You can throw him to him over the middle, and most likely he'll catch it because, number one, like I said, big body. He's strong. Might be a good run blocker. I didn't get to look at too much highlights of him run blocking, but I did see some plays where he did do really well in run blocking. So he's versatile in that regard. And I believe he'll be available late in the round, so this could potentially be a steal for the Giants. He wouldn't necessarily be an immediate impact. He would be somebody that I just want to throw in the offense and add him to certain schemes and have him on certain plays and downs. So I think that's somebody that we also need to improve our depth as well. There's a common trend here, Giants fans. We need to improve depth at positions, and there are certain positions that we lack a lot of depth, tight end being one of them. So that is why I'm picking a tight end in that round. A lot of people who've mocked haven't picked a tight end in the fifth round, but I just wanted to throw a little curveball in there because I think that's something that the Giants could benefit from. We have at pick 173. I decided to pick this. I was going to pick this guy in the third round, but I decided not to, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna move him to the later round because I think he'll be available. His name is Chris Paul, not the basketball player. He is a offensive guard who also plays offensive tackle. Sometimes, not all the time. He's like flip flops in between positions, and he's somebody who I think has a lot of upside, but at the same time needs to be coached a lot because there's a lot of things he has to work on with his footwork, his pad level, being able to get to the right shoulder, making sure he's controlling pad level on the other person, keeping them extended so that way they don't get any leverage on him. There are a lot of things that I see that he needs to work on, but I can see why he'd be a great pick for the New York Giants and really any team. But he'd be a great pick, I think, later in the rounds. I wouldn't pick him early on. I'd pick him in round 5 or 6, which is why I have him mocked at round 5, pick number 173. Moving on, we've got in round 6, his name is James Empey. He is a offensive center, and I believe the Giants can improve their depth at all lineman positions, which is why I'm adding in a center late in the draft because he will be available most likely, and it would be nice to just have somebody in the reserves to put behind our current center. And it's just I feel that the line is something that the Giants really need to address in this draft. No matter what round at this point, we just need to have depth because people have been getting hurt and it's the same people over and over again. And we can't keep digging ourselves the same grave. It's crazy that we just have the same players, we don't address those issues, and then we wonder why we have the same problems every season. So why not try to get another offensive lineman? Why not? So at round 7, we've got at pick number 224, a wide receiver from NC State. His name is Amika Amezi. And why not get another person at wide receiver? Because, again, common trend, we don't have enough people sometimes. Everybody gets hurt, and then we're left with literally the bottom of the barrel, people coming off of the couch. And I can't. Let's just get some depth. He won't be an immediate starter. It's obvious. He won't even probably make the team. He might just be a practice squad player. But it's important that we get depth with those last picks. And I think we need to focus more on the offensive side. I think what's going to happen in the offseason with all these trades and everything that's going to be happening, we might be trading to get some more defensive players. Maybe we get a defensive tackle because there are a lot of free agent defensive tackles. And some safeties too. And with freeing up cap salary, there are some people whose contracts who I think the Giants can afford. Moving on, and our last pick of the 7th round, we have at pick 225. His name is Chandler Wooden. Definitely said his name wrong. He's an outside linebacker from Auburn. I think it again adds depth to the linebacking core, which we desperately need depth in that position as well, along with DBs and safeties and everything, because people have been getting hurt. Like I've said, there's nothing new here that I'm saying regarding injuries, but I think those last few picks need to be used on just depth at that point. So, Mother, how do you feel about this mock draft that I made?
I like that it's focused in obviously on the offensive line. I like that, and you threw in some defensive players in there. You mentioned Evan Ingram is one of our issues, offensive player who's injury prone and inconsistent. He is. Looked it up while you were talking. Unsigned free agent this year. So come March 14th, I think, is when all of the trades and whatnot can happen.
Mm-hmm.
We might see him go. I think we should see him go. I mean, I don't see any reason to hang on to him. But to plan ahead and have depth is something we 100% have been missing. What did you say? We were digging a grave? Or
Yeah, digging ourselves
like
the same damn grave every season. The same grave.
It's true. It's been bad.
Horrible.
And with the coaches that have been put in place, the new GM, they're not really committing to anything. As much as fans are yelling and screaming about things like get rid of Daniel Jones, which I noticed there was no quarterback among your picks. Do I have that right? I thought I was listening carefully. Did I hear no quarterbacks in your picks?
No quarterbacks, not necessary.
Yeah. That's not something that that's totally up in the air. And I hate to say it, even with building up these players if we were to get those particular guys and build up our squad with them, we're still a couple of seasons away from actually being happy. Overall, I feel like approaching this draft is an opportunity because we suck so bad. So whether they go along with some of your selections or some of the ones that we're seeing floating around from some of the sports blogs and the sports media, there's opportunity here, and we just have to keep an open mind and be positive. That's it. And I feel that the last time we did well in the draft was when we picked my nephew, number 26, Saquon. And I really would hate to lose him. I do think he's still under contract this season. I think this is maybe this
Yes,
might be his last one. I'm
it
not
is.
sure.
This is his last year, correct?
I think they will try to work with him, given that we do have a lot of new already, right? New
Right,
coaches, new GM.
right.
So let's hope everything is brand new going into this 2022-23 early 23 season. Let's do that.
All right, Giants fans, you have our analysis, you have our opinions and thoughts. Let us know what you think in the comment section below about our mock draft. Do you think that there were some picks that could have been changed around? Do you agree or disagree with the ones that I chose? Also, let us know what you think we should do next for our videos. Like I said, we can do a off-season trade situation. We can talk about free agents that we could pick up, people that we think we need to move around to solve the cap salary issue that we have, because there's a really major cap salary issue, and we definitely could do a
Bad.
video on that. So let us know in the comment section below if you'd like us to do that next. Also, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you have, thank you so much. We love the support. Thank you for continuing to grow our family. We really do appreciate it and love the support. So please make sure you guys keep doing that. And share with your friends. Let them know that this video is amazing. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. It lets people know that this video is phenomenal, as they always are, because we're great. So please do
Absolutely.
that. All right, everybody. Take care for now.